Okay, so this one's just for you ladies. Here is a huge fat loss tip that 90% of you are not using.
I got some dirty shit to pick up at the dry clean. I got a tidy bitch to pick up, I got love Celine. Shawty hop up in the whip, but I ain't never seen it. Shawty love the way I whip it in a two-seater.
Hi ladies, and welcome to the first of a new series on JFDI Fitness. This is Female Fridays. Every Friday I'm going to be bringing you tips for general lifestyle, fat loss, health, all that sort of things, like how to reduce your water retention during your monthly cycle, tips to help with dealing with menopause if you're in that sort of area of life, and yeah, just general tips. So before I go any further, why should you listen to me? I've been a trainer for nearly 10 years. My client base is predominantly female, so I've got a lot of experience when it comes to dealing with female issues. I'm not going to pretend to understand you ladies, but I don't think any male can claim to understand a female truly. So the huge tip that I want to give you today, for some of you that aren't doing this, and there's a lot of females out there that don't do this, for fat loss, you need to lift weights, okay? So if you already lift weights and you're getting good fat loss from this, then brilliant, good on you. If you're not lifting weights, I want to cover why you should be lifting weights, the common misconceptions, and hopefully try and change your mind around to get you into the weights bay and actually start lifting weights. So one of the common misconceptions that I hear all the time through my clients, and all of my clients, whether they're after fat loss or anything, lift weights, is that lifting weights is going to get you big, going to make you look more like a manly physique. That's not the case. If you're not lifting weights and you're on a fat loss diet, you're leaving results on the table. You're costing yourself results. You're slowing the process down. And this channel is not about that. It's about getting your results as fast as you can possibly get them, depending on your lifestyle, everything else. Try to take all that into account. So you need to be lifting weights to accelerate your fat loss. It's not going to get you big. It's actually going to increase your fat loss capabilities. It's going to make you burn more calories. It's going to give you a nice toned physique. It's going to give you better bone density. It's going to give you more strength for your day-to-day life. The benefits of lifting weights are huge. And I say, if you're not doing it, you're costing yourself results. So the misconceptions of weight training or general issues that I've found with females is that you need to be lifting light weights for high reps. That simply is not the case. One thing that winds me up a hell of a lot is when trainers give females like 3 kilogram dumbbells for bicep curls, or very lightweight for doing tricep extensions. It is nonsensical to give you that sort of weight. You need, unless of course that is your strength range, but that's only going to be your strength range, A, if you're doing it properly for a very, very small amount of time, or B, if you're later in life. Most females lift too lightweight. The rep ranges are too high. They don't really get much from it. You need to start lifting proper, effective weight that's actually going to challenge you when you get to, say, 12 reps, if that's your target range, somewhere between 10 and 12. You need to be struggling to get that weight up on the 12th rep or the 10th rep, whatever your range is. That would be classed as an effective weight to be lifting. So you want to be focusing on the main compound movement. So a compound movement is a multi-joint movement. So like a squat, for example, takes your knees and your hips into account. So you need to be focusing things on squats. You need to be focusing on deadlifts if your form is good, and if you don't have any sort of issues that would prevent you from doing a deadlift. Bench press or chest press if you'd rather be on the machine, bent over row, which is a back exercise, and overhead press. They're your 5 main compound movements that you should be focusing on. They're going to give you the biggest bang for the buck. They're going to give you more strength. You're going to get better tone. You're going to burn more calories. They're just fantastic to work off. Don't go into the weights bay and just start doing, bicep curls and tricep extensions to work the bingo wings. That doesn't actually affect the sort of bingo wing area. That is, you need to start doing the compound movements. You cannot choose where to burn body fat from. You just need to get in there and start burning body fat. So a lot of times with my female clients, I hear all the time that they're intimidated to go into the weights bay because that's a man area. I can see where they're coming from because it is a predominantly male area. You have just as much right to be in that weights bay as any male. And you should be in there with them as well. So don't be intimidated when you go in there. Don't think of it as a male area. Get yourself in, get your workout done, and get out. If you are intimidated to go in there, I will give you one tip now, and this has helped a lot of my female clients, and it's quite crude, so I'll apologize now. Every time you see a man lifting weights, if he's lifting really heavy and he's all squirming and everything, you've just seen his orgasm face. I'll put it that way, nice and polite. As soon as you see that, trust me, you will probably smile inside, and all the intimidation will just go. One thing to also bear in mind as well, 90% of the guys in a weights bay in commercial gyms are doing things wrong. So they have no more right to be in there than you do. So one key phrase that I use for females as well, and actually males as well, they can benefit from this, is that women need to learn to lift weights like men, and men need to learn to lift weights like women. So what do I mean by that? Women, you need to start lifting heavier, going back to the 3 kilogram on the bicep curl, for example. You need to start lifting heavier weights, more like males, but obviously with good form. And the men need to leave the ego at the door and start lifting lighter weights and stop throwing these big, massive dumbbells around doing bicep curls like this and just looking, honestly, stupid. So those are my tips for when it comes to lifting weight. Hopefully I've cleared up some misconceptions. You're not going to get big. You're not going to get a manly physique. You just end up with very good fat loss and a toned physique. A perfect example of this would be Jessica Ennis. I don't know anyone who would say that she has not got a fantastic physique, and a big proportion of her training regime is actually lifting weights, and she lifts seriously good weights as well. So she'd put a lot of men to shame on some of the lifts that she does. So I think we can all agree she's got a great physique. That's the sort of physique that you're after. You need to start lifting weights. So I hope this is helpful, ladies. Until next week, where I'll be covering another tip for you, where I'm going to go into whether the scales matter or not. And I'm going to explain to you my reasons behind what I say in that video. That's going to be next week's video. If you like this video and you like the channel, please subscribe to the channel, ding the bell below, and YouTube might notify you when I do something. And drop a comment below. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask below. I will be happy to answer them. So until next week, ladies, I will see you then. Take care. Bye.